So the focus of today is the rate at which blind guys are getting married to sighted ladies cannot be compared to the rate at which blind ladies are getting married to sighted guys. Yeah, so the floor is open. Mr. Isaiah, let's hear your view.
Okay, which one I'm support or against?
No, you don't have to. We need to hear you from all angles.
Well, okay, for me, yes, the fact that the blind folks, end up with the sighted ladies is true, is on the eyesight. But at the same time, if you ask me as a person, looking at it, I've dated both. I once dated a lady that is blind and the other one sighted too. And I can tell you that it varies in persons. We have our features, we have what we look at for a lady. But at the same time, some of my friends feel a blind lady, can she really take good care of the house? Which for me as a person, I don't think that should be an issue. Except if that lady is not well equipped. She's not well, maybe she doesn't know how to cook, take care of the house, children and all those things. That's the only area I can say I won't be able to handle with a blind lady. But if she has those necessary attributes that a woman that is seeing have, I think I'm good to go. But trust me, most of our blind ladies are quite not really good with those attributes. Very lazy, if I may say, not all.
That's generalistic. Isaiah, it's not proper to generalize.
And it's
because
not,
maybe you've met, maybe you met, Isaiah could have met blind ladies that might not have met those attributes he's talking about. But for advocacy reasons, okay, the truth is, if anybody, I believe that a blind lady can get married to a sighted guy, like vice versa. And if they also choose to get married to a blind guy, fine. I am married to a blind guy. If I am for the past 12 years, what I've realized is that with technology and with good money, if both of them have life, they can live a good life.
What about those that are low income?
That's where I'm going. So now there are different factors. Now, if you are asking why the blind guys prefer to marry a sighted lady, first of all, the beginning, maybe, of course, get attracted to what you think complements you. That's one of the rules in life. You get attracted to what you think complements you. So the first thing that you can believe that, okay, if I'm married to a sighted lady, it complements my weakness. You understand? That's understandable. But even if he falls in love with a blind lady, and they both have good income, they have good hands-on on technology, they can actually survive. In fact, we have a lot of them who are not even as rich as I'm talking about, but their children are grown up. So the truth is that nobody is an island in itself. Marriage is a complicated institution. It's not just a straightforward thing that, if you marry to a blind girl, then this is how it's going to come out. No, because a lot of factors are coming. People come in, you have angels who come along the way to support you. Okay, now but if a girl marries to a sighted person and in between the person loses their sight, are you gonna go to divorce?
Yeah, that's one good point. But so, let me come in. I don't know. So, what the reason why you got married to your husband, aside from you complimenting him, is there any other reason? Is just there was something you saw?
Yes, he met up with my taste, and I said, yeah, it's good enough, we can roll. It's not about the truth is it's not just about the fact that the person is visually impaired or the person is sighted.
Yeah.
It's about does the person compliment you? He also compliments me from his own strengths.
Okay.
So it's complementary. You understand? So it's not about whether the person is sighted. If you base your judgment on this person sighted or blind, these are ephemeral. The person who is sighted today can be blind tomorrow for any reason.
And that's the reason why I don't want to agree with Mr. Isaiah.
So
no, sorry, I think
and that's the reason why, because you're making it sound like because she's blind, she's lazy, she cannot cook, he cannot cook.
She's
okay.
She's lazy
not
because she's blind. She's lazy because she's not properly taught.
Exactly, because she's not properly lazy.
I want to go in on Isaiah from my own side.
Okay.
For me, I understand you like a person who is driven, you like a person who does stuff and everything. But sometimes when I was having a conversation with a person and the person said, I like to judge people with my own standards and I rate myself high. And sometimes it can go very unfair to the other person. So now, for but when it comes to a life partner, please do not compromise on that. But also, when you are also checking a person's standards by your own standards, check if you are measuring up to those standards you are giving that person, because you might just be judging for the person for the areas you fault.
Okay, but
So
think
I want
have
you to be.
Sorry,
I want
have
you
to
to.
explain compromising because
I
at the end
know.
of the
I want
day-
to. I want to balance out my everything. What I'm saying. So you might be judging that person for standards, and in relationships, you like. I found out that you give out energy. You let the person know certain things about you, even when you don't mean to. Like it's subconscious. The energy you like. It's like your tone, your facial expression, and everything. So sometimes I want you to understand that you must have made sure that everything on your own side was good and you have communicated these ideas totally. Now, the fact that I want to give excuses for the other person, you have to check all of that and make sure that the box is clear. It's not really it's not really easy, but sometimes you don't want to just say, all blind ladies are lazy, or you might be there are things that you have already stated for the person cannot meet, and it's no fault of theirs, and the person might actually just be a good person. It's not just meeting you.
Okay, Dan, sorry, I think you guys took me on earlier. I didn't realize that all blind leads are lazy. No, majority are lazy.
It's still the same
How many
thing.
arguments?
That's
Well,
the same
I'm
thing.
no, I'm not
It's the
saying.
same thing.
Hold on, sir. Hold on,
It's the same
sir.
thing. Now let me
Hold
tell
on,
you
sir.
something. Let me give you something now.
Okay.
Let me put this argument in a very. Can I go harsh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can.
No. You are now talking the way you are talking now. If nobody knew, to be like a excited guy, and you are just judging a blind lady,
person.
like she gets like they can't do anything for me now. They are blind. So if I tell her to do this, she can't do it. If I tell her to do that, she can't do it. So she's lazy, she's useless. She get. I want you to be able to cut the person as much slack as possible. Now, one thing is that if you expect too much in life, you'll be disappointed. Terribly.
But is it wrong to expect?
It is not wrong. It is your right sometimes. But let
Is
me
it
tell
wrong
you,
to have a standard?
it is not wrong. But let me just tell you one thing. It's better to live a life without expectations, because in that way you save yourself a whole lot of disappointments.
Yeah.
Now, what you should be doing is to look at the other person and love for real. If we are talking about love here, before we start entering the business part of relationships.
I don't know, stop there.
Before we enter the business part of relationships,
Okay,
I
what-
feel
okay.
love is a commitment to a person's good. Score that point first, then try and see if the person can enter that line that you want. If the person can't, then you can pull out. It's all fair game. Don't. That's my own view.
Yeah, you're correct. You're correct, Dr. Dan. And the important thing is that you don't judge anybody based on the person's visual impairment or no visual. For me, I don't direct a blind lady. Because
Man,
I've
not even
seen.
blind lady, disability in general.
Yeah, okay, we're talking
Whatever
about.
they do is because
Yeah.
they want. It doesn't make them less human.
At all.
And now, okay, let's talk about the so-called blind guy that wants to get married to a sighted girl because he feels the blind girl is not going to compliment him, or the blind girl is lazy, the blind girl cannot. Hello, you're blind, though.
You know what is affecting a blind
Do
lady?
you get?
right
No,
now?
he's blind. So
Yeah.
what is he actually contributing? Is he complimenting her?
See,
Is the
let me tell you
question.
something, darling. What is affecting the blind ladies right now is the same gender disparity, gender inequality that is affecting everybody in society.
Okay.
The gender role that is being placed on women is it's a gender position is so high. What makes it say because I'm a woman I must be one? Who says that because I'm a woman I must be the one to do everything in
I
the
should
house?
do this. They tell
So
me
now
that
it
it's
is
the head,
easier
you're
for
the
a
neck.
man. It is easier for a visually impaired man. My husband it's okay for me to wash his clothes, wash my husband's clothes. It's okay for me to do the cook and do everything, and he sits down and watches TV, does his work and goes out.
And that
of
has
course.
to be
So
a
even
choice.
if he's you understand that's African setup. So even if he's visually impaired, it doesn't really matter. So it's easier. So for a sighted lady now, even if I'm doing all the work, I still feel that it's my role. I'm doing the work of a woman. But if it's reversed now that the lady is blind and the man is sighted, if the man takes care of the house, they say it's because the wife is blind, that you guys going to marry a liability. But what's the big deal even if my husband is sighted and I'm sighted, or my husband is blind and I'm sighted, my husband takes care of the house? It's because of the gender role is one of the things that is affecting the women with disabilities right now, because the gender role place of women is so much. So it's not even for an average woman, it's work. Now for a woman with disability, then the man starts judging you based on that. Can he cook? Can she cook? Can she? How can you be judging a woman? If you're looking for a cook, but employ a cook. If you're looking for a house help, get a house help.
That's why.
Face life and what it is.
That's why there is what we call courtship. So it's possible for the man to judge you that you might be lazy or whatever, but at the same time, during that period of courtship, you can prove him wrong.
Is he himself not lazy?
Okay,
You
but
can prove him wrong by
can I ask you a question?
Is he himself not lazy?
Can I ask you a question? Are you marrying? You will come in with the hot take, don't worry. Are you marrying because you want someone to take some load off your hands, or are you marrying because you want a partner for life?
Partner for life, but to help each other.
He's cooking the only problem.
See, let me tell you something. Let me give you my.
But hold on. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Osas is coming in.
There's no way.
Osas is coming in.
Because trust me, I'm not even going to agree with Mr. Isaiah. Like,
Okay, Osas is coming in. Go in.
Well, the thing is that there are two ladies and there's one guy, so one of us has to join. So
We have to get that inside because there are 4 here right now.
Understand? That's why I feel it's very difficult to fight from two sides.
No,
But let me give you some.